you concerned about that sort of profit-driven race to build things and put them out, getting in the way of doing good science and building a safe system, and being sensible and believing in humanity and all of that, or being in the inside of one of these companies, do you actually trust that this is going to be well handled?
Right. So I can't speak for the other companies, but Meta has taken a particular stance in that respect of open sourcing its models. And the reason for open sourcing is that it's easier for a larger community of people to find issues with a model if it's open source. It's also easier for the community to fine-tune it, etc. And then you have to ask the question, what do you think are the real dangers of AI systems? So I do not believe in, certainly not with current technology, there is no danger of extinction or whatever. There's not even much of a danger of badly intentioned people getting a recipe for, I don't know, a bioweapon or something like that from an LLM as they exist today. There's been experiments on this where it was tested.
There was a Stanford study recently.
Stanford study, there was a study from the Rand Corporation a while back. And you don't get much more information with LLM than you get with a good search engine access to a library. So that's not going to make any difference there. There are immediate dangers of misinformation and things like this, and certainly you can use generative AI to generate fake text news. That doesn't seem to have much of an effect. My colleagues at Meta who work in integrity and content moderation tell us that they've not seen an upsurge in attempts to disseminate disinformation using LLMs, for example. Then there is the issue of fake images and videos and audio. And that's a real danger. I think the industry broadly is working on standards of authentication for real content and taking down things that is obviously generated, or at least tagging it. So I think there's going to be progress over the next months and years. But again, we don't see like a huge upsurge of disinformation there.
What about cybersecurity as an issue with open source? So I think the UK government has put out something on this along with other Five Eyes nations. Is there not a concern with open source systems of...
No, not particularly. I mean, the systems that are open source or not can equally be used for this kind of purpose in various ways. But again, the bottleneck of things like disinformation and unacceptable content, if you want, is at its dissemination. It's not at the creation. Groups that became masters of disinformation a few years ago with the U.S. election, like QAnon, it's just two guys. I mean, they don't need it. It's what made them influential is their dissemination circuit, their sympathizers. It's not really at the creation level.